Hey there, YouTube land. Tonight we're going to do an 8 plus 3. Basically what that's going to be, and I'm going to be doing a few of these. It's a different type of top 10 list. We're going to be taking 8 shows that are on the air now that I think you should be watching, and 3 shows that got canceled that I think before their time. And we're going to chat about those. But first off, the first show that I'm going to mention was recommended to me, and I didn't watch it at the time, from somebody that's a good friend of mine. Well, I think he's still a good friend of mine. We had a falling out. And it was over something silly that I don't even want to get into. But recent stuff that has happened. Family stuff. Just all this crazy stuff that's been going on. Gets me time to reflect. And I'm glad it does. I get to look back and watch some videos and stuff like that and just remember some of the really good people on there that when I started out. When I started doing stuff, when I started doing contests, I actually won 2 from the same person. And that was Nathan. That's Blu-ray Anonymous, who you haven't heard me talk about in a while because we did have we had a spat, we had an argument. And we didn't talk for a while. But I want to rectify that right here, right now, because life is too short for crazy stuff like this. So, if you have not checked out his channel, Blu-ray Anonymous, check it out. He has another one now, oh man, which I don't know the name. I know there's a film, School 101, that he does with Logan Toxic, another good friend of mine. And he has another channel that he does too now that I haven't checked out yet, but I heard it's pretty good. So, hopefully I'll remember the 3 of them and put the links down below. At least you're going to have Blu-ray Anonymous' channel and go from there. So if you haven't checked out his channel, you probably have, because he does some great editing. Really funny guy. And does some great stuff. He's a movie snob like me. We have really strong clash personalities sometimes. But it makes for fun talking and viewing. So one of these days, hopefully we'll do some stream, or I'll get on Film School 101 or something like that, and we'll talk, and man, we'll personality as well. It would be like a Siskel and Ebert type of thing in all the right ways. So let's get into this. This is a new start, guys. This is almost like a New Year's thing for me. So, here we go. First, Hannibal. I really didn't think much of this when I saw the first episode. I'm not going to lie to you. I was unsure. Hannibal as a character was interesting for me in the books. I did not get into a lot of the movies as much. I kind of dug the first one. Oh man, I can't remember the name of it now. Manhunter. Yeah, I like that. And Silence of the Lambs is good, but Anthony Hopkins does chew the scenery, which I get used to. But I was really into Brian Cox's kind of laid back, kind of more subdued portrayal. Love Anthony Hopkins, fantastic actor, and he has done a lot for acting here in Newfoundland. By the way, he has funded acting. People coming over to England to see and to experience acting through I think it's Munn University. He's worked with that, and I have great respect for the man. But anyway, so I finally got the first 2 seasons of Hannibal. Nathan told me, like, Nathan hasn't been a big fan of Bates Motel. He wasn't last time I was in the first season anyway. Was it Bates Motel? No, it's following. We clashed on following. But I think he did like Bates Motel. Anyway, Hannibal. It keeps getting better. The first episode was solid, but I don't know, it just didn't catch me. A lot of people grabbed them right away. But one thing I did notice is that the show is visually stunning. Amazingly visually stunning. And it's got a slow burn to it. It's not a typical procedural type of show. Characters are developed well, and there's twists, there's turns. Hannibal, the character of Hannibal, played by Mads Mikkelsen, is incredible. I think that Dancy does an amazing job on this show, and it's a dark show. It takes you into some of the darkest places of the human psyche and the mind, and it does it so beautifully, both with its writing and with its artwork and cinematography. That's the biggie there. So, guys, if you haven't checked out Hannibal, this is definitely one to check out. Next up, this is one that came out this year. I did not think I was going to like it. I'd seen a couple previews. It was iffy. But here it is. Penny Dreadful, the complete first season. Man, I really thought, when I heard about the show, I thought it sounds really, really good. Then when I saw a couple previews, I was not so sure. Then I actually watched it. Damn. It has a fantastic cast. Josh Hartnett does an incredible job in this. We got Timothy Dalton here, Eva Green, Billy Piper. If you've never seen Billy Piper if you've never watched the show that she was on in England, then yes, you do get to see Billy Piper, among others girls, like with sans clothes in this film, in this TV show. And Penny Dreadful is just a really cool show. It unwinds pretty good. It's like 13 episodes in the first season. You know, a lot of really good shows have like 13 episodes. Hannibal has 13 episodes a season. You cut out all the fat, you get the good stuff. That's what I like. And Penny Dreadful has we got Timothy Dalton here doing an amazing job. Just everybody in this just does so perfect. And my favorite character, the characters are in here: Dorian Gray, Victor Frankenstein, Frankenstein's monster, basically. Monsters. Everything comes to a really, really good conclusion at the end of this first season. And it leaves you wanting more in all the right ways. The characters and the relations of what they are, what type of creature they are, because this is a Penny Dreadful, and Penny Dreadful was a book written back in the day, which you could buy for a penny, basically. It's a gothic book, like Varney the Vampire, I think was the first one. But they do a great job of putting the monsters in together. So Universal talked about the fact that you couldn't do horror characters nowadays and make them scary. You had to make movies that were action-adventure. Well, I say no, and I say Penny Dreadful is a great example of horror characters being done right. They're just so well intertwined into each other's worlds. And you can guess some of the characters and who they're going to turn out to be, but it's not just that, but it's how they do it and how they bring the character to fruition, to its natural evolution, especially with Josh Hartnett's character. But you'll find out. It's a really great show. Check it out, Penny Dreadful. Fantastic series. Next up is one that my better half watched that I didn't for a bit. She kind of got me into it. It's a pretty cool show. My problem is that I wasn't big on the lead actor. I liked all the actors around, but the lead actor seemed kind of bland. But we gave the show a second chance. Going to keep watching it, and I think it's worth the watch. And it's Grimm. Just a different show, kind of fun. Really enjoy the Werewolf guy in this one. He does a great job. It's got a nice mythos to it. The mythology stories I actually like in this one. Started out not so much. Yeah, but as the mythology got more intertwined and got into the series a bit more, I really found myself kind of getting into the show. I really liked it. Enjoyed it. It's not as intricate as, like, say, something like Penny Dreadful or Hannibal, but it's a fun monster of the week type of show. Has a decent mythology and really should be watched. Once Upon a Time. Another show. Like a lot of these shows started like, I was gonna hate it. Man, I'm so wrong. This was not at all what I expected. The first season of this kept me guessing. It kept me watching. It totally made me fall in love with the girl that plays the Wicked Witch. She is beautiful and amazing and incredible in the show. Forget all the good girls and stuff like that. No, her and Red are two, wow, beautiful, beautiful women of TV, that's for sure. And And I gotta say, I really, really like the what's on the background of this here. The background characters, everybody, because they all come out, they all have a secret. Like, you don't know when you first start watching the show who is what character, but it comes out. You find out all about Mad Hatter, Pinocchio. You find out about Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin's extremely cool. Check it out. Just really check it out. I think they put the girl from Frozen. I haven't seen the latest seasons because I'm trying to watch these now over again before I get into the latest season. Basically, next year, next year, maybe by Boxing Day, I'll be picking up the next seasons of this on Blu-ray. I got the first two right now, and I got the first two Grimm as well. This is number 2. So unless my parents or somebody gifts me Once Upon a Time or Grimm, I'm gonna have these two for right now. Which we talked about in the last video. I got something coming up. Next up is Bates Motel. Bates Motel is one that I did win from Blu-ray Anonymous from his contest. I was so proud to get this. Really, really proud to get this. Why? Because I just love the show. I thought there was problems with the second season. I think it wasn't as tightly scripted, and I thought that they pushed things ahead too fast. And the conclusion to the mystery that started in the first season isn't satisfactory in my opinion. But just love this. I gotta open this up because this was a really great one. I was excited when I got this because I think I can honestly say that my whole Blu-ray, DVD, TV collecting probably started with winning this one here. I had the pictures from, of course, if you saw the TV series, you know there's this book that he has with certain pictures on it, and he pretty much takes care of it pretty intensively. It's a really good. The guy that plays Norman Bates in this and the mother are just incredible. The introduction of another character that leaves at the end of the second season, a female character I really, really liked. I'm hoping to get to see more of her. There's a couple of characters there that I'm really, really hoping we're going to get to see more of because there is a great progression coming here. It's a very different type of show than I expected. There are flaws in the second season that I could not overlook that really, really bothered me. But I'm hoping that they can tighten it up, do some better scripting in the third season, and really kind of bring things back together and get it on track again. It's definitely a show worth checking out. So the acting, this is pretty damn incredible, and there is some really good, storylines, and some of the best storylines are secondary ones. Next up is one that is not too much of a hidden hit anymore. It's one that a lot of people watch and love. So, Arrow. Well, Arrow is a great show. Right from the beginning, Arrow pretty much didn't do too much wrong. The original Vertigo character in the first season, pretty lame. But aside from that, the show just kept getting better and better. By the time Arrow got to its second season, they pretty much knew exactly how to do it. What they wanted to do, how they wanted to do it, and how the characters were going to progress. And they progressed really, really well. The first season of Arrow set things up remarkably for a second season that was incredible. From beginning to end, the second season of that show was amazing. And the third season, so far I thought it's great. It's been great. And there's just this really cool mystery to it that I'm getting into, like the introduction of new series. I don't have the ear, so I'm not putting it on my list, but Arrow, great show. Check it out. I do recommend buying these. Next up is The Following. Just know about this one recently. I'm a big fan of the series. Michael Ealy is going to be the villain in season 3. And I like Michael Ealy. He was recently on the TV series Almost Human, which sadly is one of those shows that got canceled way, way too soon. With, I think, Carl Urban, who plays Dredd. Yeah. But Following is about this guy here, Ryan, and his... Oh, God. And Joe Carroll, the guy that he's pretty much obsessed with. The killer that he's caught. Joe Carroll has been reaching out through the internet and contacting other wannabe Joe Carrolls, other serial killers, and serial killers that wannabes. You see Joe Carroll as a messiah of sorts, and they take him in as one of their own. When Joe Carroll escapes, he wreaks havoc on Ryan and Joe's wife, who slept with Ryan during the time that Joe was going to trial. The show has some great surprises, some great twists and turns. There's characters die in the show that you don't expect to die. Characters come back that you may not expect to come back. But man, the first season of this show was extremely solid. I was very sad when an actress was killed off late in the second season of the show, because I was a huge fan of hers, and I think she was cute as hell too. But if you haven't checked out the following, third season starting. The Joe Carroll thing is pretty much wrapped up for like what needs to be with that. The third season comes out in next year with a brand new villain starting in March. Check it out. I'm a little tired here, guys. But I've got a few things that I still need to do. Ripper Street. This was almost the last season of the show. The last series, if you want to go by British talk. Ripper Street is not about Jack the Ripper. It's a show that's set in Whitechapel 6 months after the whole Ripper murders thing has ended. It's still Whitechapel at this point. It's it's a grungy place. It's very much a hotbed because all of this stuff has happened, and people are kind of wondering what next. The Ripper's murders have stopped. There doesn't seem to be anything else going on. But there's some fantastic acting in the show. It's a show about a series where I find it hard to explain this one. Just check it out. Amazing show. Great actors. Incredible cast. And imagine if you lived through something like this. The first really big serial killing that had ever happened. And how the town, actually the police there now that didn't catch this guy, how it goes from there. And you'll kind of get the Ripper Street. So that's 8 shows that are on right now that you can watch. I think Ripper Street's going into its 4th season, thanks to being saved for its 3rd season. 3 that you may not have seen, or maybe you've seen it, or I think you should revisit. And first up, we'll go with the most obvious, Harper's Island. You'd think that with a show like this, there'd be I don't know. They said they're going to make a slasher movie into a TV series. And slasher movies, by far and large, are usually considered pretty shallow. So when you do a TV series about a slasher film, how's it going to work out? Obviously, you've got to have some pretty inventive kills. Check. You got to have some characters that are pretty stock. Check. And you got to have something that drives it along. Check. Except in Harper's Island, although the kills are cool, what's extremely cool is that all those characters that were flat, one-dimensional characters on in a slasher film get to grow and change and become different than what you'd expect by having this become again a 13-episode series where you can flesh out the characters, you can put in some really decent subplots and running plot lines, just some really cool stuff, and a revelation that is shocking. I still feel sad knowing the revelation of the killer in this one. It was just such a great show, and I experienced more than once. And I wish that it's a show that I wish was still on, or that they did something like this. Harper's Island, I watched Pretty Little Liars. I'm not going to lie, I watched that show. In hopes of getting that feel that I got from Harper's Island again. I really love those mystery shows. Next up, Freaks and Geeks. Shout Factory put out a great addition to this. Freaks and Geeks was just one of those incredible shows that had a perfect cast, tightly written, funny, some slight drama, just in characters that by the end of the series, who are the freaks and who are the geeks would change a bit. And honestly, guys, look at the cast here that we got on the show. So you haven't seen Freaks and Geeks. That is Seth Rogen. On there's James Franco, Linda Cardinelli. We have, of course, Jason Segel from just recently finished the series. Oh my God, How I Met Your Mother. This little kid here was in Bones, I think. Him, I think he was in a movie recently too. Was he the guy that was in the Quentin Tarantino movie? Can't remember. Let me know. And I recently saw him as a waiter in something. Like the tall kid there. Anyway, great actors, great cast. 18 episodes. I've watched this over and over again. A little known fact, one of the writers on the show actually acted in Mystery Science Theater 3000. That's why you got a couple actors from Mystery Science Theater 3000 actually in the show. Watch and you find out which ones, because I'm not going to tell you. This really is a great show that you should watch. Freaks and Geeks, a lot of people see it and thought like just kid show or teen show or something like that and didn't watch it. They missed out. But you got a chance. Shout Factory has it out. A great edition. Cool book. Freaks and Geeks, the complete series. Just amazing stuff. And I gotta say, if you have not watched this show, man, you gotta watch it. It's just one that you really gotta watch. There's like an episode here, like a Trick or Treat episode, too, where Joe Flaherty, who's on the show, actually wears a cape and kind of harkens back to his Camp Fly days. If you don't know what Camp Fly is, dude, it's SCTV, come on. Next up is Superboy. I want to leave this one for last because I want to talk about this one a bit. This is the first season. It had a different actor than the rest of the series. The first season had John Hames Newton. Now, John Hames Newton was, I thought was a good choice for the role. However, things didn't work out the best for him, and some things was kind of like some legal things that had gone on at the time, and John Hames Newton was dropped from the series. Some of the cast was changed, and they brought it back with Gerard Christopher. Gerard Christopher was a huge fan of comic books. He was a big fan of Superman. So he took a very active role in the series. So Superboy seasons 2, 3, and 4 really continually got more and more in delving to the world of the comic book. Have more darker episodes were coming out as dark as they could do back then. This wasn't like today when we got these uber dark shows and stuff like that. This is pre Arrow, pre Christopher Nolan, even pre Smallville. And they didn't have a large budget, which just shows in some of it. But we get to see some really great episodes, some really dark stuff, some really amazing stuff that I really think needs to be checked out. The Mr. Mxyzptlk in this one, yeah. I like Michael Pollard, but he got on my nerves for this series. But overall, I gotta say, it's a show I enjoy. Check it out, watch it, have fun with it. Those are my 8+3. This is my first 8+3. Let me know if you watched or are watching any of these shows presently, or if you got any of the other ones in your collection. And I got asked the question, so let's do this live. Curious about the shelf in the background and what's on it. Mostly horror Blu-rays. Well, Mike, yes, they are mostly horror Blu-rays. On my shelf back there, you'll see that if you look at the one that has the Halloween set, all of those there are mostly Scream Factory titles, aside from a few that are kind of Chef Factory Corman titles. I've got 52 Scream Factory horror Blu-rays and DVDs, and 3 Scream Factory sets, Blu-ray sets. Right above it, I've got a whole shelf, basically, of Arrow video stuff, mostly horror, giallo, stuff like that. Up on top of that, there's my Bava set, my Evil Dead, my Dawn of the Dead Ultimate Edition. A lot of like different shows that I got there: Babylon 5, 20 Jump Street, Hogan's Heroes for my better half. I got the Disney Tin Collection down there, just missing one of those. I got the Degrassi series is going to be my good friend Parsnip Burger. Down below there, I got Supernatural. I got the 4 film crew ones that were given to me by my good friend Sammy, Failure 517. Uh, Below there's a hodgepodge of like older classic stuff, and of course my Criterion shelf, which is right there. A lot of different stuff on there as well. Stuff like the Monsters and Madmen set, which is definitely a horror set. I'm a huge horror movie fan, so you're going to see a lot of horror stuff on my shelves. And over here, what you can't see in front of me is my horror movie collection, which is a lot of Anchor Bay, MGM, Troma, Blue Underground, silent movies, Twisted Terror box set, a lot of cheesy stuff. I got the entire Wrong Turn collection because I just find those cheesy movies to be really, really fun. A lot of people don't get into them. I enjoyed them. Some are better than others. Some are really bad. But I think that the later ones, 4 and 6, which you want to watch tonight, I heard 4 and 6 are kind of on par, and I really like 4, so that's going to be good. So yeah, Mike, they're mostly horror. Maybe I'll go through the shelves one of these days, coming up this month, because basically I'm home on my own. Why not? So here we go. I'm going to head out and do the watch some videos. Check out Survivor Series, which I completely forgot about, and I was watching 26 minutes ago. So not quite sure, but the big match is on. So I'm gone, guys. Got to watch the big match, and then I got to find out if he unmasked the bunny. Who is under that Adam Rose bunny costume? Thanks for watching, guys. Check out Blu-ray Anonymous, Nathan's channel. It's going to be down below. Have a great day, and remember, guys, life's too short to stress about things that don't need to be stressed about when there's so much in this world that are so important, and so many people that are so important. So my better half is in Morocco. She's taking care of her family where she needs to be and she should be, and that's fantastic, and I miss her. But it's great to have you guys out there, and really, really appreciate the loved one that you have next to you, because they're important people, and appreciate your friends and the people that you talk to, because crazy stuff happens along the way, and bumps and stuff, and some things get to points that you don't feel you can take things back, but be a rosebud. Have a great night. Thanks a lot. For me, it's definitely time for tea, and I'm really, really interested in seeing if authority is going to be taken out and who's going to be put in if they are. Let's hope it's not somebody lame. Have a great night, guys.